Hello, everyone. It's Mona from Back Pain Movement Makers again, and it's day 75 in our 365 days free challenge where we go live to talk about healing back pain for good every day for a whole year. And we are in repetition or a summary period where we go through all the 10 daily holistic healing habits in 10 days. So today we have come to the fifth of the 10 daily holistic healing habits. It's also a spiritual one. It's about be in contact with your true selves or the highest consciousness every day, preferably throughout the day and preferably throughout the day. So I'm going to hand you over to the highest consciousness since the highest consciousness are so much better than summarizing this. And I hope that my English is okay. The message is more important than focusing on my grammar and pronunciation mistakes. I hope at least. Okay. So I'm going to hand you over to the highest consciousness and talk about be in contact with our true selves or the highest consciousness every day and preferably throughout the day. Well, be in contact with your true self or us. Why? And how can you do that? First of all, why? Well, you cannot help be in contact with your ego mind, your egoic mind, and your programming, and your conditioning, and your limiting beliefs. You had no choice but to take part of that or take part in that. You were too young, and when you were old enough, you already had some limiting beliefs installed in you. So, and you, and the people that have tried to satisfy the ego and feel inner peace and fulfillment have been kind of disappointed because following the ego, what the ego tells you to do, will never do that. The ego is after its own needs. It's about familiarity. It is about blaming others. It is about the quickest pleasure. It is about things and materialistic things. And you are human beings, not human doings or human havings. Being able to just be and enjoy your true self and your inner guidance, that is the way to go. To, first of all, heal if you need that, and then live a fulfilled life. Because when you are suffering, you are not thinking, saying, or behaving in alignment with what you truly are, your true self. That is what you really are. You are unconditional love. And the things playing out in your experience, in your life situations, are just mirrors to show you what is going on the inside. So, the ones of you that have lived for long enough to realize that it doesn't matter how many ego goals you accomplish or social status or things or clothes or doesn't matter. You still feel empty on the inside for after a very short time accomplishing goals like that. But excuse us, aligning with love, and then we mean aligning, that means you're thinking loving and caring thoughts. You're saying loving and caring things about yourself to yourself and others. You do loving and caring things with no hidden agenda. When you do that, you begin to live a fulfilled life. You begin to feel meaning. But that also means that you cannot keep listening to the ego. You have to begin to be still so you can hear your inner guidance and ask for help. We can show you the way, but if you're not asking us to do that, we have to work in the background because your free will is holy and it is given from us with the greatest love, and we won't ever take it back. There is not such a thing as punishment. There are only reflection and results on what is going on the inside. So to be able to navigate towards aligning, first of all, remembering what you are, and then begin to align with that in your thinking, your feelings, your emotions, your behaviors, and things like that. You have to have an inner guide, and that is you. And we are also, of course, a part of you, and you are a part of us. And first of all, the most important thing here is to become still, to set aside at least 5 minutes every morning to align with your inner guidance, your true self. Or if you feel it's easier to us, connect to us. And that is, if you believe that you have a true self, you believe that more than you believe in the highest consciousness, of course you should focus on that. And if it's the other way around, you do that, of course. But you cannot hear, of course, we're not talking about hearing any voices outside of your head. We're talking about hearing your own voice in your head, because we will use your voice. Most people believe that, experience that anyway. Uh, but it's you could get pictures, you could get feelings, you could hear sounds, you could hear voices. When Mona started out and asking us for help, she started writing because she thought it would be easier to get it down by in writing. And it's also easier for her to concentrate fully on listening and getting the messages from us in writing. And but she's practiced doing this because you cannot just um, give people texts. It could be very, very um, challenging and time consuming doing that. That is why she's practiced and talking with us and to us, and we talk through her to you this way. It's more convenient, even though she's kind of worried about her language still. But The most important thing is that you sit down in silence and you just have one intention, and that is to experience your own inner guidance or us. And the way to know the difference if it is the ego talking or if it is your true self or the highest consciousness is that your true self and the highest consciousness, those kind of messages, the messages that you get from us, are always supportive, never judging, never doubting, never demanding, always feeling comforting, joyous, free, creative. It is always feeling light and airy and happy. The ego can try to do that too, but if it sooner or later it is too eager to control you, that you will um, see through that. And this, of course, takes some practice, but it is definitely worth it. Because when you have your own guidance, your true guidance from us or from your true selves, you don't ever have to worry about what to think, say, or do, because it will always come natural to you. And this, of course, takes time. Mona isn't there yet, but she is taking very big step towards becoming in that, what can you say, daily practice. She still falls back to caring too much about her environment and what happens to her sometimes, but she stays off that track longer and longer periods. And her mantra is that everything is always going to work out for us. Everything is always going to work out for us. I don't know how, but I know it will. And that helps both her and her family a lot. When they were on vacation this summer, their car broke down and they were 820 kilometers from home. And nobody could help them because they were busy and it was a big Swedish holiday here in Sweden. So everything was booked or closed. But just saying that mantra to themselves, we don't know how, but it will work out, that solved the problem. The woman that they rented their house from, they get to borrow her car and go and buy parts to the car. And her neighbor had almost all the tools, so Thomas could fix the car himself in just 2 hours. So it is really important to be in contact with your true self or us, to weigh the ego's voice up. It's like you have to have some balance. And of course, We want from you that you hear at least 51% of from the highest consciousness from us or your true guidance, so you experience more of that, because you feel so much better. Your suffering is de- decreased in such amounts you could never imagine what it would be like. And when you begin to shift your own view about yourself, what you are, and begin to align with that, your whole world will change. Because when you change your mind about yourself, the reflection, the world that is, changes too. And you always have a choice. What is behind? What feeling? There are only two feelings, fear or love. What feeling of these two are behind the things that you think, say, and do? And the one that are anchored in love will save you and the world from suffering. And the ones that are anchored in fear will continue to create suffering for you, since that is your guidance system. It is supposed to feel awful when you're not aligned with love, because that's not your natural self. That is not what you are. Okay? So it is essential to be in contact with another force. So you don't just hear the ego mind, because the ego mind's voice will never have the best interest in you. It is after its own interest. It is good to have sometimes, because it's interested in keeping itself whole and therefore keeping you whole and alive. But it's focused on the body. So it believes in sickness and suffering and death because of the body. But your true self know that you're not the body. You're bigger than that. You never die. And every one of you have perfect true guidance, inner guidance from us and your true selves. But you have to be quiet and be still to be able to experience it. And to be able to heal for good, you need to lower the inflammation in your bodies. You need to lower the stress hormone production. You need to have faith. You need to feel safe. You need to feel that you don't have to care about what everyone else thinks or not thinks about you. When you're trying to find comfort and security outside of yourself, you're preparing for suffering. But when you're going inside to find those things, you have set yourself up for success. That's everything for today. I'll hand you over to Mona now. Okay, here we go. Well, that is the fifth of the 10 daily holistic healing habits, and it's a spiritual one. And tomorrow we're going back to a physical one, and that is to consume nutritious food and beverage throughout the day and every day, of course. So that is what we're going to talk about tomorrow. And if you know someone that are struggling with back pain and believe in um, trans channeling, please send them the link to the 71st of the 10 daily holistic healing habits here, or in the 365 days free challenge, because there are 10 days in a row where we talk about one of the 10 daily holistic healing habits each day, and see if this is something for you or for them. Okay, see you tomorrow. Much love and blessings. Bye.